Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. Today marks the day patch 9.2 finally launches, with the servers coming online later tonight after a bit of maintenance. This patch brings in many new things like tier sets, double legendaries, a brand new zone and a brand new raid, and so much more. And if you want to have a strong start in the patch 9.2, then this video will go over everything that should be on your to-do list in the first week of this brand new update. You don't want to be caught behind when everybody else gets their double legendaries and Zereth Mortis flying. So this list will go over only the important things that you should keep up with, especially the activities that will be the most beneficial to you this first week. But right before we get into the list you should be doing this week, most of you guys watching this videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as hit the bell if you're watching this video anyway. Especially if you want to see more regular updates for the patch 9.2 as well as future guides and content and potentially future WoW 10.0 expansion announcements. The first thing you should focus on in patch 9.2 is the new story chapters. Every one of these chapter quests will come from the new zone of Zereth Mortis. In the first week of 9.2, you'll be able to finish a bunch of story chapters all at once. Afterwards, you'll get a new chapter every single week. These story chapters are important, especially for character progression, as through story chapters we'll be able to gain the item that grants us that double legendary effect, and it'll be a partial requirement when getting Zereth Mortis flying. As your main character completes certain story chapters, you also will get skips to easier get into Zereth Mortis, so you can start farming currencies like Cosmic Flux, start getting dailies done in order to catch up on gear, and access the Creation Catalyst, which is what we'll be using together with the currency of Cosmic Flux to craft our future tier sets. You will want to focus on earning favor with the new broker faction of the Enlightened. Getting reputation with the Enlightened unlocks certain rewards from the vendor, like the recipe for your double legendaries, so you can recraft it into any other item slot besides the free belt that you'll get with the story chapters. You can also purchase many useful items and recipes if you're someone who is into professions, as well as collectibles from transmogs, mounts, as well as pets. There's a lot of ways to earn the reputation with the brand new faction by doing dailies as well as world quests, as well as many side stories and side quests for you to complete throughout the zone of Zereth Mortis. You will also want to meet Farim, an outcast of the Enlightened. This outcast will also have his own stories and dailies, and his little outpost will be important for other Zereth Mortis activities. If you head north from the new player hub of Haven, you'll find a flight path, and next to it is a cave. Inside of that cave is where Farim resides. Zereth Mortis is full of events, rares, as well as treasures, though all these things are deemed optional in patch 9.2 rather than mandatory for steady reputation progression. A change was made on the public test realms after the community has given feedback to reputation gains in patch 9.2. Certain weekly and bi-weekly activities will reward you a large amount of reputation. Slaying the world boss will also reward you with a huge chunk as well. Dailies and world quests should be your main focus of reputation gains rather than looting every single treasure and slaying every single rare every single day. Blizzard wanted to be very clear in the things you have to do in Zereth Mortis in order to be able to get your reputation caught up with everybody else, and they decided, based on community feedback, that rares and treasures will simply be treated as a bonus rather than a mandatory feature. This is a pretty good update for those of you that didn't want to endlessly grind in the upcoming patch of 9.2. If you want to fly in Zereth Mortis, there's an achievement you have to complete before you can spread your wings. Majority of this achievement's requirements can all be done the first week of patch 9.2. One of those requirements is to do many of the side quests in Zereth Mortis, like Small Pet Problems, Not All Are Lost, and Return to Grace, which, if you're working towards the reputation of the new Enlightened faction, there's a good chance you'll come across those quest lines and complete them automatically. As part of the flying achievement, you'll also want to participate in events and slay rares. A lot of the rare events will show up on your map. So, if you're looking for where other players are, likely they'll be where the skull marker is on your map, fighting a massive rare that requires multiple players to defeat. You also gotta find and loot 5 treasures in Zereth Mortis. Some of these treasures are hard to find. Most of them have some sort of a puzzle or an item requirement before you can loot the treasure, and others are simple jumping puzzles. Those are the easiest to get to. I like the challenge of these jumping puzzles, but if you just care about the treasure, you can always do them as a Venthyr Covenant using the Venthyr special ability Door of Shadows to have an easier time reaching some of those treasures locked behind the jumping puzzles. You also have to find 7 volumes of Farim the Exile found throughout Zereth Mortis. These different parts of Farim's journal can be found as scrolls throughout the game. Some of those scrolls are in easy to find locations, some are a little bit more hidden. On the testing realms, these journal entries had a respawn timer. That means if a player looted this item before you might have had to wait between 10 to 15 minutes to be able to loot this item yourself. So if you're in the right spot where you know a journal entry should be, but you don't see one, you might have to wait a little bit before it spawns for you again. And once you get far enough in the story, you make a new friend, a Atoma called Pocopoc. Pocopoc is really good at finding treasures and secrets, and he'll be integral in helping you find some of the locations of the pages you're looking for the achievement. The next requirement for the achievement is to explore Zereth Mortis. This will be really easy to do if you're doing all the dailies and quests, and you'll naturally explore the zone as you play. And finally, you'll need to complete the chapter 5 of the new storyline of patch 9.2. If you wanted to, all of the requirements except for the chapter 5 can be done in a single day, or you could spread them all out over the first week of patch 9.2 not to burn yourself out. And a lot of the activities between this achievement and earning repetition for the brokers has a lot of overlaps, so you can be working on multiple things all at once in the first week of patch 9.2. In Zereth Mortis, bi-weekly, you will have a quest called Patterns Within Patterns, where you have to fill up a bar by doing various Zereth Mortis activities in order to gain a large chunk of reputation, renown if you're behind, as well as cosmic flux currency and other rewards. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a fill up the bar quest, and if you played in Korthia for patch 9.1 or did any of the Maw assaults, awesome, in the patch 9.1, the game lets you do whatever activities you want to, from slaying rares, looting treasures, or doing side quests, and all of these things contribute towards the fill up the bar quest. This quest will be offered to you bi-weekly, which means twice a week. And outside your story chapters, this will be the bare minimum that you should focus on any of your mains or alts in the patch 9.2. Besides that, the Season 3 and the new raid of patch 9.2 will be releasing next week. So there's still a little bit of time to catch up on your character. The zone of Zereth Mortis has many avenues for gearing, whether you want to gear out some fresh level 60 alts or catch up on a few item levels for your main. If you are currently behind on renown for any of your alt characters or even your main, or potentially looking to change your covenant in the future once you unlock your double legendary functionality, now would be a good time to start working on the renown for the covenant you intend to play in the future. Zereth Mortis and some of its dailies and activities will have a chance of giving you some renown as well towards that covenant completion. Finally, you could level some alts for patch 9.2. While Zereth Mortis seems like a busy place, this patch offers so many alt-friendly catch-ups from the get-go that playing alts at the new content update might actually be a possibility for the first time in a long while, so take advantage of it if you're looking to play in the patch 9.2. Besides that, that's all that I got so far, and I'll make sure to provide you guys more regular updates on 9.2 as soon as the servers come up. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about this list of useful things to do in the comments below. Or if you think I've missed anything, let me know in the comments section what would you personally recommend for any players hoping to get a strong start in patch 9.2, or maybe new players returning to Shadowlands for the new content update. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single stream and video, we have a link to our Discord. You guys should definitely join it to become part of the community. Maybe let me know what you think about the video. DMs are always open. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your comments down below. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next one.